we're gathered here today to find out how truthful we are to ourselves. Do you like resolutions? And if you do, who above in this little group here have made a resolution already? Raise your hand. Oh, good. I'm glad to see we're all attending. Oh, you made a resolution. Jim, great. Well, we'll talk to you. So why did you do it?
I just resolved to continue to lead a good life on Bainbridge Island.
Well, that's a good thing. But I know you, and I know that you would probably live a good life anyway.
Well, that's true, but you make it, everybody here in this group makes it much, much better. It's
Right.
a very satisfying experience. So I thank everybody for being here as usual. And I'm always looking forward to you, Venera, because I love you. And I want to hear.
Told you not to let other women know about this. How many times do I have to keep telling you this?
I know. Well, I had Catherine here just in case.
Well, Catherine has to deal with me. Oh boy.
True.
All right. So there are reasons why people make resolutions, I'm told. I quickly went to Google to see what they have to say about it all. And I have a few things that were more interesting than I could come up with. So if you don't mind, good morning, Lawrence. Too many distractions. Let's see, I found out 8 reasons we really do need to make resolutions. And I fight everything. I don't know why, but I fight everything. The older I get, the more I fight. What the heck is that about? So I figure out maybe some people, this guy is a doctor, so I'm going to make believe that he knows more than me. All right. So he says, it's how things get done, from getting up for work in the morning to blah, blah. It's the language of the brain. One of the most important functions of the brain, and the goals mean clarity. Goals provide you with a vision and a direction. They give you a destination. Goals give us meaning. Goals give life meaning through purpose. Wouldn't you know it, they didn't finish the sentences, so I'm making it up as I go along. Purpose is the deeper, right? You thought this was going to be a regular, nice thing to talk about, didn't you? Okay, let me see here what it says here. Okay, I am a New Year's resolution person. I used to always have resolutions. And about a week after the damn thing got started, I was putting it aside and saying, well, enough of that, horse feathers. I'm not going to do this again. I've already failed. And I had to now have to deal with 360 days of failure. So when you do something like that, you must be in earnest of what your reasoning is behind saying anything to anyone. And we're big mouths. We announce it to people. Say, oh, I'm going to get taller in about 2 weeks. Well, 88 years later, and I'm still the same size. So I think that what I wanted for resolutions was to find out what purpose it feeds each person. And I think I like the way this guy thinks, but he's probably a dud anyway. So let's see what more he has to say. Why do people make New Year's resolutions? Well, a triumph of hope over experience. They're a way to quantify what we wish for ourselves. They are a means to cataloging our personal dissatisfactions. And perhaps more importantly, they are a method of erasing errors of the past year. Never had that happen. Have you? Anyone want to add to this guy? You raise your hand and I'll either ignore it or take it, okay? Was it all right? You know what? I just look at the world when it's the first year part of the year. I look at it as oh, here we go again. We gotta straighten the damn thing all over again. I was going to clean the closets last year in the back room. I still haven't done it. I go to the front room and I see that I haven't written letters to the people I love the most. And it's always a resignation of sorts, right? I see brilliant people in front of me, and I think that you have an answer better than I do. So, who would like to tell me why they would have a resolution? I heard from Jim. Yes, Catherine. What's your?
I've decided that I'm not having resolutions because then when I break them, I feel guilty. And so that's not happening in my life anymore. But so I think the most important thing is you brought up purpose. And if you can start each day thinking about purpose and find a sense of purpose and self-care, do what actually makes your body feel good. Forget the diet. Just do what makes you feel good. You're still allowed to have chocolate or wine or whatever, but you just don't do it all the time.
Well, maybe you don't.
And the other thing is to think about, this is kind of what you want to think about every day. And forgiveness and self-forgiveness. And most important, gratitude. If I can think of something I'm thankful for each day, it really reminds me of all the wonderful things, even during COVID, like this meeting today. It's just wonderful for me. I love this. I love talking to being in touch with all you people. And I think that's basically it, those things. It says you have a sense of find purpose, even if it's just a little tiny thing. And think about the things you're thankful for. I took for granted all the fun things I was doing at the senior center last year before shutdown. And now I didn't realize how extremely important they were to me. And I have great gratitude for the opportunity to do all those wonderful things. And I can't wait to get back. So I think it's just time to think about. I'm sorry.
What? Are you annoying her, Jim?
I'm sorry?
Are you annoying her?
Yeah, that's my resolution of the year.
Okay.
I think Karen wanted to talk for a minute.
Good. All right, go on, Catherine. I'm with you.
Anyway, it's just what you started out with, Venera. Have a sense of purpose, of gratitude, forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and a whole bunch of love.
I think so. I think do the right thing always is fun to stick in there. You know, do the right thing. You know, if anything else, we may have to have, as part of the resolution for the beginning here, maybe the golden rule would maybe be a nice thing to keep up and help. So if you don't like someone, don't tell someone else. Go up to them and tell them. Don't be a scaredy cat about the truth of life. Get in there and be good to yourself, but be honest. If you're going to blow it, make it a grand surprise for everyone, okay? So, this is one of the things that I did find out here. There are 4 words, he says. This is Dr. Bernstein. Well, that's obviously he'll make a good doctor, won't he? Yeah, good. 4 words that will motivate you to do anything. Okay. Unleashing the power of not waiting to feel motivated. That's a big one for people. Motivation. Do you struggle with it? If so, do any of these statements sound familiar? Here we go. Once I get motivated, there's a lot of feedback on this thing. Do you all hear it? The feedback? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Make believe I'm not feeding back then. Once I get motivated, I'll start a diet to lose some weight. Oh, God, that's not going to work for me. Once I feel motivated, I'm going to look for a better job. I need to get motivated, and then I will look at options to go back to college. I'm just not motivated yet to join a dating app. I can't get motivated enough to go to the gym. What is wrong with me? Once I feel motivated, I'm going to clean up the house. Holy mackerel, that's a hot topic, isn't it? Assuming any of these reflections of frustration resonate with you, please do yourself a huge favor. Stop waiting for the motivation fairies to magically appear out of nowhere and get you to do what you don't want to do. Guy's a wise guy, isn't he? And please stop toxically labeling yourself as lazy, bum, worthless, gopher, or a mess. If you struggle to feel motivated, enough already. Guess what? Everyone struggles with motivation at certain periods of their lives. In fact, I often struggle with motivation. You said that. But I have some great news. Oh, here it goes. I'm sure this is going to be the piece that's going to change us. I have found from my counseling and coaching clients, as well as for myself, that a 4-word formula I've developed will help you overcome motivational constipation, a term I affectionately coined for this disorder. It must be. Okay, what is this thing? Oh, 4 words is just do it. That's 3, as I know it. What happened there, I wonder? He can't count, that's why. I'll do it anyway. That's it. I'll do it anyway. Those are the 4 magic words. Does anyone want to comment on that? Karen, what do you think?
Well, I was just thinking about, I haven't made resolutions for many years because I made a big resolution probably about 5 years ago. And that is just do the stuff that I want or like to do. And I kind of learned that from my husband. So, I hear somebody at the door.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. And, and I do the karaoke at the senior center and I just enjoy. So that's what I've resolved to do. And I kind of recommit to that every January 1st.
Well, this is not too shabby. Sheila, how about you? You've been in the corner here. How about it? Turn your phone on, honey.
I don't have anything. I'm enjoying listening today. Okay.
You want to just listen? Well, we're going to torture you, I'll tell you. Christina, how about you? You're a jolly gal. I love looking at you laughing.
I am a resolution person, and I try not to make them. I don't want to insult anyone. I try to make them something so that I'm a better person in some way. So
Why
I
would
do
you insult it?
yeah. So I always have a financial savings goal. I always have how many books I want to read. But this year, I've realized I don't have enough music in my life, and I think that that's something that needs to happen. So
That's nice.
yeah.
That's
So something that
wonderful.
just sort of personal. Yeah.
And it feels good. Have you always made resolutions, Christina?
No. I started when I probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I thought, this is a personal wellness. That's a good one. I do it for personal wellness, whatever my personal wellness thing is.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know, Mr. and Mrs. Is that Mr. and Mrs. John? Or you're together? Well, you're together. I'm going to join you together whether
we're
you
here.
like it or not.
Yeah, we're Mr. and
Rita, I
Mrs.
think, wants to say something, Venera.
Yeah. Who
Oh, hi
wants to
guys.
say? Who's going to say something?
I was going to say something.
Yes,
This is
please do.
Rita. This is Rita.
Rita.
Yeah, and I got my screen all crazy, but I was going to say I think that as I look at this year, the last couple of years I've had a transition with moving and living with my I live with my daughter, and I had lived with my older daughter for about 12 years, and so this year is the year for me to really look and see for like self-care and for wellness for myself, and to not worry about stuff that is not my business. And I've been better at this since I've gotten older. And I just want to live my life with grace and mercy and forgiveness, because that's what people really need, and love, just to love people, and to really let that go, to show that, to give that to somebody else, and in just small ways every day. It doesn't have to, it's not anything big, it's just quiet, and it's just what I think is what I want to do, especially focus in on this year. And
I like that. That's very sound. It's a very giving feeling that you portray, and I think that's a good one. But so any more, Rita? You want to add to that?
No, I'm done. I'll turn myself off now.
That's okay.
Thank you.
To go back to Mr. Chad, or can I call you Larry or Lawrence?
Lawrence would be fine.
I like
go by
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah, I have to agree with a lot with Rita. I wake up every morning and I feel some resolve to just meet the day. We've only been on the island here for a little over a year, and I really love meeting each day here on the island. The island is such a beautiful, wonderful place, and I just love the environment, love the people, and I feel blessed every morning. I wake up and I feel like I'm gonna just go forward in the day and then meet each day like that.
Well, I like what you said, because I'm of the belief about this island. It has a certain energy that draws people like you, and you you further what we are composed of. And
Well,
yes, go ahead.
thank you very much. That's a very generous comment. And we love the people on this island that we've met. We, like you, I love the energy. And there's so much positivity on this island. and so much, just the feeling of forgiveness, and we just feel blessed being here.
Well, I feel good too to have you here. I'd like to hear more from you in the future too. Where's your
Okay.
lovely bride? Your lovely bride is not there. Did she decide to leave you?
She took another phone call. I think my
Oh,
daughter's on the other line, so she had to go talk to her. But I'm sure someday, maybe after COVID, we can just sit down in person and have a nice discussion. We'd
oh,
love that.
that's okay with me. The more the merrier. You know, we get out on the mountain, we start.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here. Um, I Mary and I are old friends up at the top here. We started out together in 1989. We started a support group for, it mainly was women. We never had any men because I'm sorry to tell you, men, sometimes you get chicken in there and you don't want to join us, but that's okay. We have had a good time and exploring our lives, haven't we, Mary?
Yes.
And we come out smelling like a rose sometimes, and sometimes like a dead one. So you know, it's all right because they're both beautiful, even though they're faded.
Yeah. I think we
Um,
did it out of Welcome Wagon.
Out of Welcome Wagon, that's
Yeah.
right.
Long
And
time ago.
and you know, when I came here, I thought, oh my God, this is so like the Valley of Beauty. I was in a big old house all by myself, and my husband hadn't retired yet, and he was working for the state of California. That ugly word, you know. And when we went to um, Welcome Wagon, they chastised. Well, they did not. They just kind of gave me the look. Oh, she's from California. Uh, uh, oh, so finally, I got courage enough after about 6 months of this stairs. I said, listen, I love you all, but it was one of your guys that sold me the property. So I want you to keep quiet from here on in. Well, you know, you don't win everything, but that's okay. So, Mary, I'm good to see you here. And
I got to tell you something about resolutions. I just read a book called The Happiness Theory, I think. It's about research on happiness. And it said that the reason we don't keep resolutions is because we're usually trying to change something that's in our unconscious mind rather than the rational part. And it's hard to change something that's a habit that's in the unconscious. And he said there were 3 things that actually worked. This is actually a little off the topic because he was talking about happiness, how to become happy. Anyway, the 3 ways are now I have to remember them. One was to take serotonin in a drug. Another way was cognitive therapy. And the other way was just you have to practice a whole lot to take it out of the unconscious habit to the where it becomes something that you do, actually to create another habit, to change your habit.
you know, that sounds like a real job, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's hard.
I mean, that's too hard.
Yeah.
And let's let the conscience have a little good time by itself. After all, it's been bugging us for a long time. The nuns helped put those there for me. You know, they were my conscience for many years. I didn't need resolutions. They told me how to think. and what I should do. And so it's so easy to become a failure when you do things against your will.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I'm glad to see you're back, Miss John.
Bonnie. I'm
What's your
Bonnie.
first name?
I'm Bonnie.
Bonnie, good to know you. Good to know you.
Nice to know you. I had a call from my daughter, sorry. But
Don't be sorry.
yeah, I think about, when Catherine was speaking, I was thinking we every day try to be grateful and appreciative. We're fairly new to the island, so on high priority is that we're thankful we're here. We really try to express, we're in a second marriage, so every day we try to tell each other we love each other and we appreciate each other. And
Nice.
I think that sort of feeling of gratitude and another lady was talking, Rita, I think, was talking about, not worry. I have a tendency to worry about everything for everybody
You.
and extend it. Just go to the next problem that hasn't even become a problem. And my husband is very mellow and he tries to help me get out of that. But probably if I think a resolution could be for me to just try not to go where my mind doesn't need to go. Just try to pull it
Well,
in.
I think you've hit on some good things. God knows I'd like to send you all my bad habits and let you worry about them, but I don't want to do that to you. If you really are thinking about how many things you're worrying about, this is preventing you from enjoying life.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And life is not going to wait for you. Mary,
Right.
Go ahead.
So something else that book said was that anxiety is kind of based on your serotonin level. And that's why this is a 2005 book, so it wasn't the latest research. But anyway, and we also have like a happiness set point that no matter what happens to us, we'll go up and down with our emotions, but then after a while we come back to the set point we were always at, which is why he says, if you really want to change your set point, what you need to do is increase your serotonin, which is taking a SSRI drug, because that's what it does, changes your serotonin level. But I forgot the other way to change your to make changes that are in your unconscious is to meditate. And so that's another thing to do. That's for anxiety especially, is to meditate.
Thank you.
I just watched yesterday on Netflix a show I hadn't seen before, a 20-minute thing on how to meditate. And it was good. It was good. It was enjoyable.
Who else meditates? Anyone else on the screen? Yeah. Very good. So it is a popular thing and it is a good thing. Listen, if you can go into yourself and really talk straight with yourself, you find out that you've been your own worst enemy. That's for sure. I have a method of following broken wings of people with broken wings. So it's like I gather them like moss, and it's okay though, because what they've done is they teach me. They don't realize it at the time, but they are teaching me how to cope with daily stress. We're surrounded by stress all the time. if we ignore that it exists, we're fairy tailing it. But I think you have to look it straight in the eye and say, hello, stress. I'm miserable for about an hour, okay? And then you find someone else to aggravate.
Mhm.
So I give myself some kind of a time limit to kind of say, okay, today I can't do anything. I can see it right now. I'm shattered. I'm doing the necessary things, and I look like somebody rolled me into a ball of moss, and I just cocoon, you know. I would love to see you bloom, Bonnie, with
Yeah.
more. Be kind to yourself. This is my resolution for you. How about that? And I would love
Okay.
to see you get whatever you can out of life, um, and then return it to us all,
Thank you.
because that's how it gets bigger in yourself.
Yes.
So the more you give to others that seem lost, the better it is for you. Boy, I'm beginning to sound like Mother Teresa. I just can't stand it. Yes, Mary.
I just wanted to say about music. We have a Alexa in our kitchen, which I didn't care about getting. My daughter got it. And it turns out it's a great way to increase my listening to music, because I never know what songs I like or what artists I like, but all you have to do is say, play relaxing music, play music from the 50s or from the 60s or whatever, general things like that. And so it's much easier to listen to something.
That's great, Mary. And you know, I saw a wonderful documentary, and you probably have seen it, some of you, on going into a nursing home. And there were people that were so out of it, and just you could not capture them back. Well, what they did was bring earphones to hear music from the music that they grew up with and loved.
Yeah.
And you have seen this. I was just blown away by the beauty of this thing. As these people saw this, heard this music, they started standing up. It was like a really hallelujah moment. And it really was wonderful to see this thing come back. And music, don't forget, is the language of the world. We all look the same in when we're listening to good. Catherine.
Yeah, when my mother was dying and she was in a coma, we made a recording of her favorite music, and I put them on a headset. And I mean, she wasn't responding to anything. And then she had eye movement. She heard it, obviously, and it was a wonderful thing to do. So anyone, you know,
What a gift.
Yes, and it is a gift. I think that music is just recognized for as long as you possibly can hear. It's the last to go, I think.
Right. Oh, I'm very good. And
Yeah.
you know, our leader over here, who's been technically helping us out, I don't know your name. Up at the top of the screen. What's
I'm
that?
Carolyn. I don't have my name up because I have I'm Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Yep.
Thank you for doing this. You're doing a neat job.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, who else? Jim. What's going on in your head this morning?
Well, I'm just really enjoying this. I like this. It's interesting. We all of us, or many of us, have met on Zoom, and it was funny. I remember first running into Lawrence and Bonnie up at the bakery, and everybody is so much different. It's going to be so much more interesting Not that it's not interesting. It's just that it's not the same, and that we all agree with that. Even though, I look, for instance, at every member of this group and know everybody very well based on what's going on with the virus. And I love, for instance, I love to see Sheila here, and we see each other every day, and I think it makes a lot of sense, and makes me feel better.
He's a pretty good gal. There's so many neat people. I just don't understand. Well, Christina's back, got her mask on.
I
Are
walk
you-
around City Hall quite a bit, and so you have to keep a mask on when you're walking
Oh, yeah.
around. So
I thought maybe you were trying to catch something from us. Because we're pure as the driven snow that Buffalo have been over. So,
Oh, you're
oh
good.
God. So, Rita, please.
I was gonna, this is the last thing I'll say. There is one word this year, this one word that I'm taking out of my vocabulary forever, and the word is should.
Good.
Should do
Yes.
this, should do that, should have done this,
Yeah.
should have. So I'm gonna make a big sign with should and put a big X on it, and I'm gonna put it up on my wall.
I love it. And I've got
Good for
another
you.
one for you, Rita, to add to that. And women are the worst offenders of this word. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, my gosh. I mean, no.
Give it a
And
break.
what they ought to do is at least end the sentence. I'm sorry I was born. How about that? So that's good that you're going to do that. What do you think? Is that a good idea? No, you don't need a sorry every minute. Women just do it when they bump into, and a guy will never say it that way. He go by you and he looks at you like, oh, she's gonna be sorry.
Men are finally becoming aware of the fact that women are the leaders in this world, and that the more of you women we have around, the better things are going to be. And I've known that for many years in business, that women are better business people than men, and women communicate in a much different way than men, and men have to learn that they need a back seat now. So
they don't. I disagree with you there. I want you to know that I think we need to walk together. We just have to be walking together.
Right, not backseat.
No.
I don't think that people should take a back seat in any case, but I believe that it's time for this world to understand the fact that women play a very important role, and it's not sweeping the rug. So, and I'm not saying that they should take a back seat, or men should take a back seat necessarily to women. I think that we got to be aware of the fact that women play a much more important role in this world than we've been living there.
It's taken a while. We are far ahead of in that way in the United States. I think we are. A lot of countries still are a little behind on that stuff. But I think as women get braver, we don't need to say, I'm sorry every few seconds. And, and first of all, they don't even know what they're sorry for, because they think they have to say it in order to get through the doorway. But I love that you say this for us. I'm waiting for the men in this world to acknowledge what happens with women. I know this is not the New Year resolution thing, but out of the mouths of when we as women have experienced harsh things from the hands of men, we then have a hard time having to live with all of this. I'm waiting for the men to say to other men, behave yourself.
Mhm.
Do not do that. And
That's all I'm saying.
they're the ones that
I'm agreeing with you 100%. It's time for us to acknowledge the fact that women are equals, absolute equals as far as I'm concerned, and superior in every way.
it's different, Jim. I don't like to give us the that superiority thing because we'll take advantage of you.
We want to make you express more.
We are.
Really, exactly.
Listen, I hate to point it out to the guys, but we were the guys that were elected to have children. There's a reason for that. Because they had to give us those extra miserable hormones that drive us all nuts. And that is a responsibility we also have. We have to attend to that. And when we have a good man in the area of our lives, we are stronger, we are happier, we perform better. We are all around good to people because we know we have a good backing. And men profit from this, knowing when women are good and them. Now, I've been to church and I'll leave it. How long do we have, Carolyn?
Max we ever go is to, you would have another 14 minutes.
Oh, good.
I mean, if there's more to do, yeah.
Okay.
But we cut it off in 14 minutes for sure.
Okay. So who else would like to address this whole day? Sheila, are you okay?
I don't think so. I'm still getting over what I had, so I'm just sort of sitting here feeling sort of icky, but I'm listening. It's good. Thank you.
Well, we're thinking about you, Sheila. Okay, so we're all together.
Yes, Sheila. Yes, Sheila. Prayers
Take care.
for you.
We love you. Mary. And Mary, by the way, she's the honorarium here. Because I've never seen this woman that has so many jobs to do. I can't believe it. Do you even know what your
what I'm doing?
That thing?
You know what we're
Is that
doing
in
now?
your contract?
You know what we're doing now? We're my daughter's family lives with us, and we're doing a school for kids ages 4 through 6.
Are you kidding?
So that's taken up a lot of our time. We don't do. I mean, we do it 2 days a week, and there's the other people do it the other days of the week. But yeah, we've got kids running around outside right now.
Oh.
We're a bubble. We're a bubble of these 4 families. So
You feel good? You feel good about it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is good. The kids that age really do need to socialize, and so they're socializing. So
Kids our age need to socialize too. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what you do,
Right,
but
Jim.
that's the
Yeah.
way it is.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is very weird, this pandemic.